What's going on YouTube? So today we got another video going. We're gonna do a review on the Stingray and the APO mod, the CA or the APO. It's a pretty snazzy little mod. We'll get more into the details amongst the close-ups. For those of you guys that watch my vlog, thank you. We have more vlogs coming up later on, talking about miscellaneous items. Not all gonna be news related, but just the what's up and the what's new and the new stuff going on. My opinions and my thoughts on these new higher regulated mods or higher wattage regulated mods that are just become ridiculous devices, and where we're going to be going next. What's the next step in vaping? What's the future from here? I mean, we started with little pen style Egos, the Ego C's and the Ego T's, little cartridge tanks. Those things were fucking terrible. And then now we're stepping up to the the Ego style fucking batteries with the better tanks, and then we got the next gen tanks out that fire on cell phone batteries, and then we got our mods. I mean, there's so much that's the E6 have evolved so much in the last few years that it's amazing to think about how much progress has been made on this. It's something that was just out there, hardly ever known. People did it here and there. It wasn't a thing, it wasn't a movement, it wasn't a cause until just recently. And it's good to just talk about what's next. What are people's thoughts? What their ideas to go forward? What should we do next? What should we help? What should we strive to fix? What should we, just make everything better? Alright, so back to the review. The Stingray mod, it's always nice. It's always a good, slim, compact mod. It always works really well together. I'm using a pretty small RDA on top of that too. It's the Apple RDA. And then I have my cherry bomb drip tip on top of that. Gotta get that airflow. But, yeah, I mean, it's solid. I've had many Stingrays beforehand. This is one of the Gearspek Stingrays that they sent to me. And this one is actually pretty nice. I mean, it doesn't seem like the quality on there seems pretty good. It feels pretty solid. It feels like it's gonna actually hold its own. It's gonna vape properly. They did add the flat contact on the top of the mod, so it made it a lot easier for it to get battery contact, so it hits a little better. So that was good for them to do. Good on them. Good on them. I'll go ahead and take that off and show you. Yeah, so it's a flat contact at the very bottom of the mod, so no more adjustments. It's a floating contact. All the adjustments are done by the button. Kind of like the Nemesis, honestly. But I think it's a little more slick and it's a little more appealing than Nemesis is. It's a pretty nice little device there. It just kind of pushes in. And then when you screw your RDA on top of it, there's your battery, by the way. It just pushes it out to where you make contact with the top of the battery, and then you just adjust the buttons where you need to be adjusted. Pretty snazzy little design they got going on here. And instead of using the 3 tubes like the Stingray usually has, they only did 1 tube, and they broke it down to 3 different segments. So you still have your 18650, 18500, and 18350 styles or modes you can put this in. It's just all one same mod, so I mean, that's pretty convenient if you ask me. I think that's pretty nice. Alright, well today we're going to do something a little different. I'm just going to twist a 26 gauge in this, just to see how this APO holds up. Getting kind of excited, but yeah, we're going to the close-ups right now so you can take a better look at the mod. Alright, so here we have the close-up of the APO. You can see here has a pretty clean insertion, like the whole entire inside. It's all machined into it. So that actual ring, all this stuff is machined on top of it. It's not just like a little sticker or anything that's kind of slightly scratched on it. It's some deep engraving on top of this, as well as all the rest of these. These are kind of, this design's kind of just etched in there a little bit. It's not as deep of an engraving as I would like it, but it's still pretty nice. Like I said, the mod itself really isn't that big in comparison. We'll put next to the battery to it. There you go. So the mod isn't too bulky compared to the battery. It's actually pretty decent sized. I mean, the battery sits right there inside of it, so I mean, it's really not that big, which is kind of nice if you're trying to keep like a low profile vape around or something not something nice, but not too small, but not too big. It's a good place to go to in between. Again, if you look at, go ahead and pull this up and check out the post. So you see it has a 3-post design, some pretty decent sized airflow or air holes inside that thing, and then the screws are actually Phillips head or flathead screws that are grub screws. They got some good size to them, so they go all the way inside the device, so it makes it a little easier. Personally, I think it makes it a little easier to build onto. I mean, if the screws are just get a good solid connection, there's none of that excess stuff on top, so when you wick it, you don't have to worry about the screws catching anything. So there's a lot of benefits to the APO. It is a pretty nice mod. So we're going to see how it fires with a twisted 26 gauge, and we'll go ahead and go through that whole entire process here in a little bit. But I'm going to show you how I twist my wire and then how I get it, well, how I make it as tight as I can make it. And then we'll go ahead and wrap a good coil on there. Probably going to do like a 5 wrap, maybe a 6 wrap. Well, we'll go with the 5 wrap. Do that on a 2.4 millimeter device, 2.4 millimeter screwdriver. Just make things a little easier. and we'll see where we go from there. So we're going to cut to the building section here right now. Alright, so the first thing I do is I get my wire together. Just get about 2 feet of wire and I fold it in half. Then I get the one end, the open end, I just kind of twist it together manually just to get that initial setup all together. So when I put it inside my drill, it'll hold tight onto both strands. So when I twist it, it'll twist evenly. So let's get my pliers and just twist this thing away. Oh yeah. I get like a good 4 or 5 twists in before I'll put it on the drill. So I'm using the Ryobi drill. So I get that. I just kind of install it in one of those side slots right here, making sure it's nice and tight. Make sure that's good. Then I just get my pliers and grab this other end over here. So I grab that one and I give it a little bit of a half twist when it's right here, just so I can hold it tighter. And then I just start off kind of slow, start twisting it, giving it a good amount of pressure the whole entire time, trying to keep that slack out of there as it's twisting. Just twist away, twist, 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 twist. And then as soon as it gets a good amount of twisting, go ahead and speed it up a little bit. Alright, it seems like the battery on this drill is kind of dead, so I'm just going to go ahead and crank it to max. Seems to be getting a pretty good twist in there so far. I like to twist my wire to where it's completely twisted together. I mean, it looks like one solid strand. Everything is pretty evenly put together. There's no lumps in there. It's twisted pretty well. Go ahead and broke off. That's pretty good, but I'm not quite done yet. So I'm going to go ahead and open this thing up. Get ready for round 2. Get a little bit out of there. I'm going to twist this part back into here. Make sure that's all nice and tight. Alright. Go grab this part with my pliers again. And give it a little bit more twisting. At this part I'll go a little slower, just get that tight twist in there. It's almost where I need it to be. Alright, that'll do. So if you see right here, got that wire nice and twisted together. Evenly twisted all the way across. Everything's done nice and pretty like. So we're going to go ahead and turn this into a coil. Right. So I went ahead and cut that other wire in half just so I can have the 2 strands. I'm going to get my 2.4 millimeter device right here, my screw driver I'm using right there. Making sure that's the one I want to use. Oh yeah, perfect. Alright, so I'm using my 2.4 millimeter screwdriver. I'm going to do a 5 wrap. So I'm going to get that on there, then just wrap it around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I like to back off that first coil just so I can get a cleaner coil at the end of it. Grab my pliers and pull everything straight. Oh yeah, get everything nice and tight. Nice and tight. Get it right, get it tight. I'm gonna snip off that lead right there. And then we'll go ahead and wrap the second one. Do this a little bit faster so save some time. So I'm just going to get that one done. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and install these into the RDA. So I'm going to open up these holes a little bit so I can see through them. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'll go ahead and install the first coil into this beastie. It's looking like this is going to be a tight fit for a dual. We'll find out. I got that first coil in there. I'm just going to take this top screw completely off. I got that one in there. Go ahead and tighten that one down. Alright, now this is getting tightened down. Okay. Nice solid connection on that one. It's looking like a pretty mean coil so far. So go ahead and center it up a little bit, just because I like to have my coil centered. So this thing can fit twisted 26 gauge. It's a little snug, but it'll work. There we go. Got them both in. Now, twisted wire is usually good for good flavor. So you usually get a pretty good flavor from twisted wire, which is kind of nice. Go ahead and put this screw back onto there. Tighten down that positive as well as this negative. Make some final adjustments on the coils. Soon I'll have the Gearspek tools. I'll be showing you guys all these fun builds and all these other things, but we'll have a full toolkit ready for you guys to purchase, so you can have all the tools you'll need without having to go anywhere else. The kit should include, you know, some good ceramic tip tweezers, as well as some nice decent cutters, a good set of needle nose pliers, screwdriver kit, as well as a coil jig on there. So everything you'll need to build to be ready to go at any time, which is pretty handy. All you gotta do is provide us a Kanthal, which we have now as well. Our Gearspek brand Kanthal will be out pretty soon. It's gonna be pretty decent size, pretty decent Kanthal. I mean, it's Kanthal like anything else, but we got a pretty good price on most of our devices, or most of our sets. Let's go ahead and heat her up and see how she fires. There we go. That's what I was looking for right there. Clamp these things together, adjust them a little more to where I want them to be. Get them to heat up evenly and we're set. Oh yeah, that's heating up nice and pretty light. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a little more quick touch up right here just to get them nice and tight. We want to wick them up. Make sure to put the safety on. We got one in through. Cut it right there, it was all nice and fluffed up, so we're going to cut that off. Now, me personally, I like to use most of the cotton ball, or for all the cotton ball, the whole cotton ball most of the time when I wick, just get that extra wick in there just to make sure I get a good hit, a nice long sustained hit. A little bit of twist and pull. Get all nice and fluffed up inside there. It's in there pretty tight, but kind of loose. Alright, we'll trim these edges off and then we'll get it juiced up and ready to fire. Let's lather that thing with juice. Get it nice and wet. I'll grab my little pick and just go ahead and push it in place. Again, this is my preferred wicking method that I use. There are different methods out there. This is just the one I found to be the most functional and easy to do. Let's see if she fires. Alright, we'll go to light her up. Oh yeah. This puppy's burning. Definitely burning. Alright, now we got this baby all juiced up and ready to roll. Let's see how she vapes. Not as much vapor production as some of my other builds and some of the things I put out, but the flavor is definitely there. Definitely get a stronger flavor, definitely there's a lot more heat behind it. I mean, it's a warmer build than I anticipated. I mean, it came out pretty nice so far for the most part. I mean, some pretty dense clouds though, I'll give it that. And the airflow in the APO is actually pretty nice in comparison to the coil build itself, so everything worked out pretty well on this device. I mean, it was kind of just a shot in the dark just to see, hey, you know what build am I going to throw on this? Like, I gotta sit in here. Post holes look big enough. Fuck it, might as well try to put on some twisted coils on that thing. Gonna tighten these things down one more time. I feel like they're backing out a little bit. Let's see if I'm right. That one's on there pretty snug. That one's on there pretty snug. That one was not on there pretty snug. There you go. That's what I was backing out. It was backing out a little bit. Oh, there we go. That's more what I was looking for. Yes. Vapor everywhere. That's something I can get down with. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. If you couldn't tell, I'm a little stuffed up. So my vapor's only coming out of one nose today. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Let's give me a few more pulls. I mean, that one nostril's killing it, but the other one just doesn't want to work today. I don't even know what's wrong with that thing. I don't know. I hate being sick. I hate it so much. But you know what? Even when I'm sick, vaping is still not that bad. I mean, some people can't vape when they're sick. Me, I kind of enjoy it. It's a breathe a little easier afterwards. Just a lot of good things that comes from it when I vape when I'm sick. We can work with it. It'll take nice long drags off of it, which comes in pretty handy. I mean, those long drags come in. I mean, I like taking those long, deep breaths in with the vapor. I feel like when it goes down to the bottom of my lungs, I get a better hit. Like when I'm not getting enough nicotine, I can just take a really deep hit, and then once I get down far enough inside there, it just curbs the appetite, curbs the craving. I mean, it's a 2-pack a day and a can a day fucking smoker and dipper, so this thing pulled me off quite a bit of tobacco at one time, and it pretty much was started vaping one day and then stopped everything else the next. It was life-changing, but some pretty awesome stuff here. And it seems like as the coils heat up and they start to prime, they start to heat up a little faster and a little better, but that vapor production tends to get there. So I mean, after a couple of days of use on this coil, you'll probably see a better performance from it. Just tighten down your contact just a little bit more, just so you can get that solid connection with the now softer wire, because the heat's gone through it. So it's been a little heat treated while it's on there, which is pretty nice. The wire was twisted together nicely. I'm not getting any hot legs from any of these hits. It's always clean vapor, nice clean hit. You can always appreciate that. Now me, I always like to sign out with the cloud. And since this mod's not going to be able to do it, I'm going to pull out my other one, because, you know, always got to have a backup. Go ahead and drip this bad boy up. Oh yeah. Fire that beastie up. Yeah, it just erupts. I love it. Oh yeah. So, here's my sign off clap. Hope you enjoyed watching our video. We'll have more up like we have been every week. We'll put another video up, 1 to 2 videos. It's either going to be a review or a vlog, or it might be both. I mean, we'll see how I'm feeling that week. This week I'm not too hot on the weather right now, so I mean it's not as easy. But if you like these videos, make sure to subscribe. We got other videos right here and here. And if you'd like to just see in all any of our videos or reviews, just go ahead and go to our website at www.gearspek.com. That's GEARSBEK. And shop around for a little bit, see what you like. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Vine, Facebook. We're on all of them. Alright, thank you for your time.